The gentlewoman from North Carolina is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The history of this regulation is as sordid as most of the National Labor Relations Board's actions have been over the past few years. The board initially attempted to promulgate this regulation in 2011 without a legitimate quorum and saw its decision struck down by the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. That court decision was upheld by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. After rescinding their initial attempt at imposing an ambush election rule, the board, now back to its full strength after threats by Senate Democrats to exercise the nuclear option to spark filibuster reform, reintroduced the ambush election rule in February last year. Today, we face the consequences of that effort. Those efforts are not the only objectionable actions of the National Labor Relations Board in recent years. Last year, I sent a letter with several of my colleagues opposing the NLRB General Counsel's effort to deem franchisor joint employers with their franchisees. That determination could have profound consequences for the over 8 million Americans who go to work at our country's over 750,000 franchise businesses. The National Labor Relations Board also purported to be able to instruct private businesses where they could invest, telling the Boeing Company in 2011 that it could not operate a factory in South Carolina it had already built. Our federal government has far too much power, but thankfully it does not yet have the power to tell businesses where they can and can't expand. The board was forced to withdraw its complaint in that instance. The National Labor Relations Board regulation that we will address today on the floor is just another in a long line of objectionable actions that the board has taken since President Obama's appointees have taken office. There's no reason to believe that their approach to the law will change, but our step today to invoke the Congressional Review Act is merely another sign of our willingness to exercise oversight tirelessly into the board's actions. We will continue to be vigilant on behalf of workers and their employers. Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.